So this is the new OTS list, and just all the new cards from OTS 6. Yeah, 6 that have been announced, which I think is a little bit garbage, to be honest. Now, don't get me wrong, Link Spider is like a really good generic ulti that every deck can run, because over here in TCG Europe we can't use Link Reborn or any other nice Link ones, so Link Spider is like a good generic Link one to have. But Herald of the Arclight, I don't know why that card's actually in ulti, because fair enough, World Chalice is getting better, but Herald is only good in one deck, and as soon as World Chalice go, it's just going to be one of those ultis that is just forgotten and worth nothing. I think the best example that I could ever think of is like Fog King, which is an ulti that got printed, and one or two people thought it would be a good idea to run it probably as a tech option against Klee, because it stops cards from being tributed. But besides that, it's a bit of a meh card, because it just doesn't do that much, which is a bit like the Herald. It works in one deck, but it doesn't work in any other deck, so it's just a bit meh. And for Cosmic Cyclone, it's alright, I guess. It's a bit generic, but whatever. But sticking with the ulti chat for a minute, where in the sense of, I believe that ultis should be like good generic cards like Lightning or Instant Fusion, which everyone can use because it makes them relevant for God knows how long. But the ultis are okay. It's not amazing. It's just okay, subtracting the Herald. For the supers, I'm assuming that this is like the supers over here. I don't know why Royal Magical Library is a super, except for like filler, but it's just me. Tough. It's alright. Spirals run it more often, so it's okay. I think that's World Legacy, World Chalice, or something like that. As far as a super, these three, yeah, I can understand those getting a super prince. You can't tell that's Destruder. But these three I can understand as like, okay, super prince, because it adds some nice rarity to the deck. Endymion, the only reason I could see why Endymion will get a super print is because of the whole mythical beast thing, but even then, it's just one of the crap filler cards where they just sat there and thought, well, we'll give them some good supers, and then the rest of them will just be shite filler just to buff out the set. But it's just sad. It's really sad. Fossil Daggers, nice super. Ultimate, I think that's, no, it's Divine Punishment. Divine Punishment, that's the card. For those of you who don't know, it's like if you've got Sanctuary in the sky on the field, you can negate a card or effect and destroy it. So it's like it's an archetypal solemn judgment, to be honest. It's not that amazing. With the new Parshaft support, it still doesn't run. So to be honest, it's a bit like Endymion, where it's just a filler card for this set, and just a really awful one at that. Dynamiscus, this actually deserved to be a super in the last OTS. God knows why Hallucigenia and whatever was the other paleo got the printing, but this is okay. Morello, meh. At least it's actually run in paleo, even if it's like run at 1 or 2. Unless you're in the 60 card variant, then you probably run a bit more. This paleo, I can't remember its name, but it's the one that puts the banished cards back into the grave, I think. So in comparison to the last set of paleos that were printed, these ones are actually better. Fair enough, they're not like leaps and bounds better paleo supers, because I honestly believe that Morello didn't really need to be put in this. It could have been the one that pops spells and traps. I can't remember its name off the top of my head, but that should have actually been a super instead of one of these. But at least this got printed as a super, I guess, so it's a bit better. Honestly, the only thing I could say about the super is like at least 3 cards in it are decent. This, and probably Destruder, because those will see the most amount of plays. Destruder and everything, because it is like a generic card that can be run in so much stuff. If you've seen any of the OCG lists, this just makes needle fiber and just goes off Dynamiscus, not only just paleo runners, but any deck that can really discard. I've seen some really crap versions of Dark World. To an extent, BA can run it, and some other decks can run it. So at least it's a super that a few decks can run instead of just being one. Spiral Tough, unfortunately, is just like, if you don't play Spirals, this will just be a naff super that you'll probably end up trading off to a Spiral player or just filling out your folder with. Fossil Dig, there's a lot of Dino variants, so at least some people will find some uses out of this. Even if you run the 60 card zombies, some 60 card zombie variants do actually run this for the fact of it searches out Soul Eating Oviraptor. So I guess out of all the supers, the only like really desirable ones will be Dynamiscus, Destrudo, and Fossil Dig. The other ones are mediocre for like these two, and just shite for the rest. As for the commons, I don't even know how to describe how appalling they are. I don't even need to go through all of them because I can't remember all the names, but I remember what some of them do. This one lets you put counters on stuff, spell counters on some stuff once per turn. I think that's Barrel Dragon or Blowback Dragon, one of the two. You flip 3 coins, if 2 of them are heads, destroy a card. Second coin toss, awful. Wavering Eyes, that's actually pretty alright. It's pretty good. Rare value, did not need another common printing. I think this already had a common printing in the past, but even if it didn't, it's just like awful. Zombie World is pretty decent common, pretty decent. It can be run in a variety of different stuff, and if worst comes to worst, it could be used as a tech option against Tridraco because your opponent can only tribute summon zombies, so it does that. Book of Life is okay. Zeradius or Zerato, or whatever it's called. It's one such as this Sanctuary and Skyfield spell. Doesn't do a lot, but at least they kind of kept to something. I don't know if this got printed in the structure deck or not, but probably not going to be any relevant. And these two, I don't know what they are. I can't make out from this picture, but probably going to be garbage because most of the Astral Pack stuff are actually garbage. So yeah. The only way I could actually describe this OTS set, besides any negative words, is okay. Because the ulties, these two are fine. This should not have been an ulti. This honestly shouldn't have been an ulti. There's so many other cards that could have been printed as an ulti. Could have had, I don't know, Diagram as an ulti. That would actually be a nice ulti. Because at least a lot of other decks besides just one deck can actually run Diagram and overall better. Hell, Masterpiece and ulti, that would be a very nice ulti, but I'm kind of going off a tangent now. But these two are fine. But this, I honestly don't know why this was printed as an ulti. Supers, it's an Astral Pack, like, so I can't really make any judgment on like how good they are besides these 3 being the most desirable ones that people should keep a hold of, and the commons, just burn them all. So thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always. I'll be signing out. Peace.